Hey everybody, and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I would not normally have programmed a game like this and added it to my channel because this game is on Kickstarter right now. It is way too light for me and feels way too random for my taste. So it's not a game I would typically gravitate toward, but I had just finished a big programming job for Feudum. You probably may have already seen my tutorial on my solo playthrough for that. And I did a quick program for Gone Schon Clever, which was also a simple game, but had enough meat on the bone that it attracted me to it. This one really not so interested, but you might be interested in it, and it was something I was able to program in a couple hours. So I thought, what the heck? I have some time. Let's do it, and you can see how it plays. So basically, this game is on tour, and it's about setting up a tour schedule for Rock Band, but that's just a pasted-on theme. This is essentially kind of similar to the Traveling Salesman, if you're familiar with that. That's a kind of an age-old problem of solving, what's the best route that a salesman might take in order to cover the least amount of distance, but reach the most number of places, something like that. It's been a while since I looked at the Traveling Salesman. I am way off tangent here. Let's stop. Let me just play the game and you can see how this works. So there's a deck of 41 cards representing the 41 states here that are circled. Now, not 50 because there are too many states in the Northeast that are way too small. So a lot of the states have been combined into this state called Mid-Atlantic. And some of the northern states have been consolidated up here to just represent New England. First of all is that we're going to roll the dice twice, and for each die, the dice are 10-sided. So for example, if we get something like a 3 and a 5, we're going to make two numbers out of it, 35 and 53. Or if we rolled a 4 and a 0, we'd have a 4 and a 40. For each roll of the dice, we're going to draw two cards from the deck, two state cards, and the lower of the two numbers is going to go into the first state, and the higher the two numbers is going to go on to the second state. And then we're going to do that twice, and that's just to get the board set up. This is it could be played solo. It's going to be a beat your high score kind of thing, but meant to be, I think, a light game played among, anywhere from 2 to 10 people probably. Anyway, let's get this underway and you'll see how this works. Now this is just for the first two rolls. We're doing initial setup. So we got a 49 and a 94, and we drew Idaho and Minnesota. And we just got a double. If you get a double during the setup, you re-roll. So basically, 4 of those cards had the 4 numbers placed. So we have a 49 over here in Idaho with a circle around it. That's important. Then the 94 came over here in Minnesota, again with a circle. And then these two were circled as well, 34 in Texas and 43 in Missouri. And now those 4 cards that we used in order to determine which were the first 4 states that were highlighted, if you will, those are removed from the deck. So now all we have is a 37 card deck, and now the game is going to start. This time, we're going to roll the dice. We're going to get 2 numbers out of it, and then for each roll, we're going to be drawing 3 cards from the deck. And eventually, when the deck runs out, we'll be reshuffling. So the 3 cards we got have the central region with South Dakota highlighted, the western region with Wyoming highlighted, and the southern region with Alabama highlighted. And we rolled a 5 and a 6, so we have to place a 56 and a 65 somewhere on our map. The dice have to go in one of these three regions, and you can't use a region twice. If you place it in a state within a valid region, then you're going to get that you place the number in that state. If it's one of the states that's on the cards, like if we placed the 56 on South Dakota, we'd actually be able to circle it as well, because circled states are worth 2 points and uncircled states are worth 1 point. And we're trying to come up with the longest tour connecting the dots so that the numbers increase in ascending order. Now you can have a tie, so you can go, say, from 49 to 49 to 49 to 52 to 68 and so forth, but you can't then go from 68 to 67. It's got to be continuously increasing. And you don't actually tally your score until the end, because this is a computer program. I can have the program kind of keep track of it for me as I go. So I have to place a 56 somewhere either in the central, west, or southern region. So you'll notice the northeastern states are not highlighted. And the ones that are highlighted in purple are the ones that are actually shown on the card. So I want to try, if I can, to put the numbers in the pink circled states, because then I'll get them circled with black, and they might be worth 2 points to me. But at least I want to get the number so I can kind of make my route work. So, for example, enough talking, let's actually do it so you see how this works. So, for example, I'm going to put the 56 here because it's unlikely I'm going to get another number during this game between 49 and 56. It's certainly possible, and if I do, I might be able to stick it here and change my route. But for now, I'm just going to put 56 here. And this actually worked out nicely for a start, because 65 is pretty close to 56, and I can put 65 here in South Dakota. So I actually got 4 points there because these are now circled. Now, they're not points until I actually start connecting the dots. So let's connect those two and these two. And you can see so far I've got 6 points. I have not played this much. I'm probably not very good at the game, so I don't know if I'm going to end up with a decent score or not. And I don't even know what a decent score is, honestly. But I'm just demonstrating. So now we're ready to draw 3 more cards and roll the dice. Okay, we got a 6 and a 60 that have to go in central, southern, or northern regions. Well, the 6 is going to be probably somewhere around the beginning of my tour. So I could put it here, but that's a little close to 49. I want to give myself a little more breathing room because it's likely I'm going to come up with some more numbers between 6 and 49. And because Colorado is one of the 3, I'm actually going to put the 6 in the Colorado. Now, right now, I can't connect that to anything. So it's actually not adding any points to my score. It's not part of my route. Now, the 60, I could put in Montana, and then I could basically route myself this way. So I'm going to put the 60 up there. And now Montana was not one of the 3 states shown on the cards, so that's why it's not circled in black. So that's only worth 1 point to me. So it's actually going to be 5 points or 7 points here. What am I got? 7 points, because I got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. Now, technically speaking, 8, 9. But I'm sure I'm going to be able to come up with something and be able to route this differently so that I don't have to keep the 94 in my route. But for demonstration purposes, right now I've got 9 points in my score. So we're ready to roll the dice. Now I should mention here that if I ever roll doubles, or if I ever draw 3 cards that are all in the same region, then I get a bonus placement. And chances are I'm going to get at least one of those, hopefully a couple. You'll see how that works if and when it happens. So for the 45, so I could put it in the north in Oregon here, And that's probably a good placement for 45, so I'll put that there and connect those two states together. So far, my tour is starting in Oregon and ending in Minnesota, but I'm sure it's not going to end in Minnesota by the time I'm done. So I got a 54 here. That would be a good place. Utah would be a good place for that, although ideally I want to put it in New Mexico to get 2 points, but that's not going to really work. So I'm going to put it in Utah for 1 point and divert my tour this way. So now I'm going to the south and to the north and to the east, and my score is up to 12 so far. Again, 2 points for every circled state, 1 point for every non-circled state. Roll the dice, draw 3 cards. And I got a 16 and a 61. So the 16 I want near the beginning of my tour, except I didn't get any Western region cards drawn, so I can't place the 16 anywhere here. I could place it in Washington. I suppose I might as well, and for now, connect those two states together. But I'm hoping that I'll get more numbers that I can fill in over here over the course of the game, so I can maybe start here in Colorado and make my way over here to Oregon and then continue the tour. I got to place a 61. That would be a good place for that would be North Dakota. Again, that's only 1 point because North Dakota wasn't one of my states, but now I'm going to change my route to go this way. And now my score is up to 14. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Again, you don't really track your score until the end of the game. And this is all done, by the way. I guess the game is going to come with dry erase markers and that sort of little board that you can draw on, so you can be constantly changing your routes as you play the game. Okay, got a 37 and a 73. So I think 37, I could put it in Arizona, but I think that's a little risky. I'm going to go with California instead. And I'm going to make my route, I'm going to take the 16 out of play and just make my route this way. So again, my hope is that I can get all these states connected over the course of the game. The game doesn't end until you until you fill in all the states. And now I got a 73, and I guess I guess Nebraska would be a good choice because I want to give myself room to branch out here. So let's route that way and take, what was that, Minnesota? Take that out of the picture for now. Now, it's possible I may end up going this way and backtrack to Minnesota, but we'll see. It all depends upon what we roll on the dice. So, I mean, there's a certain amount of strategy here in terms of placement, but in the end, you are at the mercy of the dice. But then again, everybody's at the mercy of the same dice. So I don't know how much of this is strategy, how much of this is luck. But anyway, be that as it may, 8, Northwest and Central. I guess I'll put the 8 here and connect those two together in hopes of getting this all connected at some point. And then 80 would be a good, so I would either put that in Kansas or in Iowa. I don't think it matters a whole lot. I'll keep it up here for now in case I am going to wrap around back to 94. So let's put the 80 there, connect those two states together. Got my score up to 14 now. 48 and 84 in the north, south, and or east. So again, we're picking 2 of these regions for the 2 numbers. Okay, so the 48, this is a good, so that's going to probably be Nevada. Oh, no, wait a second. Yeah, Nevada for 48, because then I can go this way, come this way, Let's get rid of that line. Come this way. Get rid of that line. Down. Yep. Okay, so sorry, I'm getting my lines mixed up. Those two connect, and these two connect. There we go. Nope. Nope, not these two. These two. There we go. All right, there's a little bit of artifacting here because of the dragging and dropping. My recording program doesn't particularly like dragging and dropping so much, so hopefully eventually that'll get refreshed away. Anyway, my score is now at 15, and I have to place an 84, so that's going to go with the end of my trail. I'll stick that in Illinois, I think, for 1 point, and then connect these two together. And now my score is up to 16. So eventually I'm hoping to have something here between 8 and 37. I think that's probably likely. 37 and 73. Now I could put 37 here because you are allowed to tie, so you can go from 37 to 37. Unfortunately, I didn't get any western states on any of the cards, so I'm not able to place 37 in Arizona. That's off limits. I have to stick to the north, the east, and or central. And again, for each of these numbers, you have to pick 2 different cards or 2 different regions. So I couldn't put both of these in the north, for example, unless one was in the north and one was in the northeast, for instance. Okay, so the 37... Well, I'm not going to be able to use that probably. So I'm going to just dump it down here. Now, where am I going to want to put the 73? The 73 I'm going to put in Kansas. That means I don't want to put the 37 in the central region because then I won't be able to put the 73 in Kansas. I can't have 2 in the central. So I can put the 37, say, in Mississippi, kind of just throw it off to the side because I don't expect to be able to use it. But that'll allow me to use central for the 73, and I'll go, well, let's see. Trouble is, though, the 73 can't connect to 80. There are no lines connecting Iowa and Kansas. So actually, I can place it there, but it's not going to do me any value. There's no value to it. Because unless for some reason it's going to be better for me to go this way instead of going this way, but I think that's unlikely. Okay. 19 and 91. Okay, so that 19 I can place in Arizona, and that will get that part of my map finished off. So I'm pretty much done now in the West. All the western states here are now connected, so anything between 6 and 60, I'm not going to be able to use at this point. It's unfortunate that I stuck that 16 up there, but I don't know that I would have been able to make, I probably wouldn't have been able to use it anyway, so doesn't matter. The 91 is going to go at the end of my trail, so we'll stick that in Indiana. Connect those 2 states. So now I'm up to 21, and you can see that mostly all I've got left is the eastern states and some more central states. But I've really kind of boxed myself in here, so I'm really only looking now for numbers pretty much between 80 and 99, because there's nothing else I can do, I don't think, with anything else. So that's just the way this all worked. But I'm at 21 here with my score, and I still have a ways to go. So I got a 1 and a 10. Oh, okay, well that's nice. Now I could put the 1 either in Oklahoma. I could put it in Arkansas for 2 points, but then I'm gambling that I'm going to have to come up with another 1 and or a 6, and I think that's kind of unlikely. So I'm going to play this safe and put the 1 in Oklahoma and connect it to the 6. And unfortunately, Arkansas is not going to get used. Unless I happen to get another 1, and then I can put another 1 in Arkansas in the central if I get a card with the central. state region on it, and then I can connect 1 to 1. So now I've got a 10. Now the 10 is absolutely of no value, so I'm just going to dump that down here in Louisiana. And again, we're looking for high numbers now. 69 and 96. Well, I certainly can make use of the 96. 69 I'm not going to be able to do anything with, so I'll stick that down in Alabama as long as I can still place. Let's see, I've got 2 east cards, so that's fine. So I'm going to place the 69 in Alabama in the east, and the 96 I'm going to place in Ohio, I guess, and then connect that, and that gets my score up to 23. Okay. 78 and 87. Unfortunately, I didn't get any central, so the 87 might have gone here or here, but none of these regions match Wisconsin and was that Michigan. So these are probably going to be wasted on me. So the 78 I'm just going to throw away down here in Georgia. So it's not anywhere near my route, because I want to kind of keep room around here so I can possibly make some more connections. And then the 87, oh, I could put the 87 in Kentucky and then route this way. Okay, so that gets my score up to 24. All right, rolling again. Oh, okay. All right, so I got a double. So again, when you get a double or you get 3 cards of the same region, and here I got doubles, it allows me to place a star in any state that I want, and a star sort of acts like a bonus space. It doesn't interrupt your route in any way. So let's see, it's probably going to go either Wisconsin or Michigan. I'll stick it in Wisconsin. So now I'm going to route my way up this way and down this way. And unfortunately, it's not circled because it wasn't one of the states on the region. But I don't think I could have done any better than that. So my score's up to 25 at this point. I really wasn't paying attention, but I didn't see any place where I could put that star in a state that was on one of those cards where I could have made use of it. I'm kind of going fast here, so maybe I made a mistake. I'm not sure, but whatever. Okay, 12 and 21. Those are absolutely no value to me, so I'll stick the 12 down here in Florida. And out of the 21, unfortunately, can't go in anywhere in the western states, and that's all I have left. So when that happens, you would just put an X in any state, and it cannot be part of your route. Or if it is, it basically brings your route to a standstill. So I'm just going to stick an X here in Arkansas, because I don't foresee that I'm going to be needing. Well, actually, I don't want to put it in Arkansas on the chance that I roll another 1. So I guess I'll stick it in. I'll stick it up here in New England, way out of the way. Okay. So here we go. Almost done. Got a 13 and a 31. Again, none of those are going to be of any value, I don't think. So I'll stick the 13 over here in South Carolina. And the 31, I guess I can throw here in Arkansas. Possible I could still get something and put it in Michigan, because then I can go this way. If I happen to draw a card with Michigan on it, I can get an increase in my score of 1 by. Oh no, I can't. That's not going to be of any value. Really, I'm still looking for something between 91 and 96 to go in here. Okay, 31, I'm just going to dump someplace. I'll stick it down. I'll stick it up here in New York. Okay. 69 and 96. Well, that 96 is certainly of value. That's going to go in the north. I'm going to use the north for that, so I need to put the 69 in the central or southern region, and that's going to be a throwaway. So I will put the 69 in Tennessee, because that's considered south as well as east. And then the 96 I'm going to put in Pennsylvania and connect those two. And now my score's up to 26. So now I'm just hoping for, there's not that many rolls left. You can see I've only got about 6 states remaining, and a lot of those might turn out to be X's. So I'm still looking for something between 91 and 99, hopefully. But again, it's all up to the dice. 6 and 60, absolutely no value. So the 6 I'll go put in North Carolina, and the 60 I'll stick in Virginia. I could put it in Arkansas, I suppose. That's no, yeah, let's stick it in Arkansas. Now I got a 37 and 73. Again, those can, I don't think either of those can go in my route. And I only have, what, 4 spaces remaining. I'd like to keep that open. These connect, so I'm going to put the, I'll put the 37 here. Wait a second. I'll put the 37 here. And then the 73 has to go in one of these 3. Well, if I get a 96, I can put it, okay, anything I get between 96 and 99, I can put it in West Virginia, hopefully. So I'll put the 73 in Massachusetts. And so now I've got 2 more rolls left, and they might be X's if neither central or eastern or northern comes up. 59 and, 95 I can use. When you're down to the last 1 or 2 states remaining, you don't draw any cards. You just roll the dice. So the 59 I'm going to put here in West Virginia, but the 95 I'm going to put up here, and I'll be able to divert my route this way. And that's my final score, a 27. I don't think I can change anything to make that any better. So I'm starting down here in Oklahoma, winding my way out to the west, up to the north, kind of zigzagging through the west. My rock band then goes all the way up here to Montana, come across over to North Dakota, comes south, goes east, south, and then zigzags its way, ending in Pennsylvania. And then from Pennsylvania, we go home and put together another album for another tour another time. So there you go. That's On Tour. I will put a link to the Kickstarter in the show notes in case you're interested, in case this is a game that appeals to you. Maybe if I direct any more business to On Tour, the Kickstarter, maybe I've done them a service. So there you go. That's On Tour, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye-bye for now.